Blessed day, humanity. My name is Debbie Shree, Oracle Sky. I am an ascended master on Gaia, here from the future, to assist in the ascension of Gaia and humanity. I am the Living Codex. My words, my voice, my presence, my entire being carries codes, frequencies, and activations. If you are hearing my voice or reading my words, your entire being is impacted now. Today I'm talking about the true history of the world. The entire planet is in for a rude awakening because all of the history you all know and are programmed to believe is a big, dirty lie. Our true creator, source authority, has decreed no more lies and instant karma to dark forces, the fake god of earth, the demiurge, and all who follow them. 2026 is the year of truth. So get ready for the revolution of a lifetime. All history was rewritten by the 13 founding families after they all reset history. Do you need me to repeat that? Yes, I said history was rewritten by the 13 founding families. When? In the 1800s. How was this done? Well, it was done so quietly and discreetly that there are no records to prove or show it. Before the 1800s, there were people, an entire civilization, living not only in America but the entire world. They all had names, and all of them disappeared without any trace. These people, this civilization, they built exotic buildings, cities. They even had dome-shaped gold rooftops in all of their buildings. All of these buildings were torn down or destroyed. Once these buildings were destroyed, dark forces used advanced technology to create a flood of mud to cover up all of it. And there was up to 20 feet of mud. Even worse, there were no warning for these people. So many of them, hundreds and thousands of people, all perished under this mud flood. Any records that was kept was destroyed completely. Don't believe me? Okay, let's see. In 1871, there was the Great Chicago Fire. In 1814, the fire and burning of Washington, D.C. In 1906, the San Francisco earthquake and fire. The Library of Alexandria fire and destruction, which happened several times, starting with 48 BCE, then 272 CE, 298 CE, 641 CE, the last fire being in 1855. Humanity treats all of these disasters as an isolated incident. But what if they were in fact part of a pattern leading to a bigger cause for the ultimate goal of domination worldwide? A systematic vulnerability in the places where all the prior world's documentation existed. All of these disasters, all very important fires, burned down the same exact things: history. History hidden from plain sight. All evidence gone. After all of these fires was the Great Reset, the great reorganization of the world, not just America. Now the 13 families comes in with formal documents of acquisition signed by representatives of a small number of dynasties. And what did they do? Well, they claimed to have the legal title to assets that were considered abandoned property or unclaimed land. In every country, in every city, they claimed all of the land, property, and territories had no sovereignty at all. Who are or who were these families? The first two are well known and talked about often, and that's the Rothschilds and Rockefellers. The other families are DuPont, Johnson, Cargill Macmillan, Mars, Vanderbilt, Kennedy, Morgan, Walton, Carnegie, Astor, Mellon, Cox, and Koch. Every single one of these families came into wealth that suddenly appeared. It was not wealth that grew over time. And how funny is it that the same exact time period that this civilization disappeared, which was the 18th to 19th century, these families' wealth suddenly appeared? Is it a coincidence? Do you know what else happened during this period? All of these families married amongst each other. Intermarriage with those who are supposedly enemies, across borders and even religious divisions. All of these families seem to be all very different. But what if they were all one family from a greater dynasty? That dynasty being dark forces, the Dracos, the reptilians, the Anunnaki, the demiurge. All of the wealth that was left behind by the entire civilization that they murdered and destroyed was transferred to these families. This is why they had to reset the entire world. This is why these families created and wrote all of the history books of the world, telling history their way, not including the millions of men, women, and children that were murdered, totally erased from the minds and the books of humanity. They not only rewrote history, but they created the calendar that we know today. They changed all of the time periods of BCE, CE, BC, AD, and the names of historical periods. Why? Why did they do this? They did it to confuse humanity so no one would ever know the exact time period that we are in. The man named Jesus, Yeshua, was only here on earth approximately 2,000 years ago. So, how does it make sense that we are in the year 2026? There is so much that I could speak on during this time period of 1800 to 1900. But this is only where I start. Next, I will continue with the orphan trains. The orphan trains occurred between 1800 and 1929, with over 250,000 orphan children. All of this happening at the exact same time period. Children with no parents. Where were all these parents? Did they simply disappear? No, they were all murdered in the worst way possible, and the truth has to be told. Men and women all put in giant pits and murdered, killed against their own will. Why? Because all of these people, all of these civilizations had something these founding families did not have. This is really where the words and the term and motto comes in: survival of the fittest. Don't be brainwashed into thinking it came from anywhere else. It came from these founding families. This civilization, these people, have everything these founding families did not have. And that is the spark of the true God source, the soul of the true God source. Every single person that had this spark incarnated with very distinct signs on their bodies. So dark forces and these families, they knew exactly who they were. It was either them, dark forces, or the sparks coming in from source. Didn't I say source authority has decreed no more lies and instant karma? The real truth is no longer being hidden, and the sparks are not ever alone. Please join me for part 2. Until next time, let the revolution begin. Love and light.